Morning everyone, it's Mrs. Williams here. I'm in my office here at school and I'm just thinking it's Monday morning, and normally on a Monday morning we'll be sharing an assembly together. So I'm thinking, why don't I do an online assembly to share with you, and hopefully we can pretend that we're all in the hall together and we're all doing our normal morning school assembly. So I'm sure you'll remember our worship theme at the moment, something that you all say to me every Monday morning. Whatever it is you practice, get stronger. Practice peace, love and kindness every day. So I'm going to read you a story this morning about a lady called Mrs. Do Unto Others. And Mrs. Do Unto Others knows that actually if you want kindness to be given to you, then actually you need to show kindness to others. And she practices kindness, even when people aren't being kind to her. But in the end, the kindness wins. So here we go, Mrs. Do Unto Others. Mrs. Do Unto Others was an old lady who lived in the street for as long as anybody could remember. No one knew what her real name was. Everyone called her Mrs. Do Unto Others because she always went around saying, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you." What she meant was, treat other people as you want them to treat you. She was a very kind lady. She was always ready to help anyone who needed help, and she never said unkind things about anyone behind their backs. She was never too busy to talk to people, no matter whether they were 6 or 60. Well, one summer, some new people came to live in the street. They were a noisy family, lots of cats, lots of dogs, lots of children. The mother and the father seemed to spend a lot of time shouting at all the cats and the dogs and the children, but neither the animals nor the boys or the girls seemed to take much notice. The whole family didn't really seem to care much about what anybody else was doing, as long as they were doing what they wanted to do. The father used to light a lot of bonfires in the garden. He didn't care whether anybody's washing was clean out and hanging out to dry, or if some of the smoke blew into other people's houses. The mother used to tip her rubbish bin over the fence. She didn't care if the tin cans and the old papers went into other people's gardens. The children used to break windows. They used to trample on people's flower beds, break branches off the trees. They used to play such loud music on their radios and wake up all the babies when they'd gone to bed. Every day, when Mrs. Do Unto Others met any of the new family, she would say to them, "Good morning, do unto others." And the new family would just say to themselves, "Silly old woman, what's she saying?" Well, soon Mrs. Do Unto Others was the only person in the street who would speak to the new family. The other mothers and fathers didn't like the family, so they simply tried to take no notice of them. The other children didn't like playing with the new children because they played rough games and usually ended up getting into all sorts of trouble. Well, one day there was an accident in the new family's house. The chip pan caught fire, and before anyone had time to do anything about it, the curtains and the kitchen had caught fire. The whole family rushed out into the garden. Luckily, nobody was hurt. "Help!" shouted the mother and the father. "Please get the fire brigade." Mrs. Do Unto Others telephoned for the fire engine, and in a few minutes it had arrived and the fire was put out. But the kitchen was in a terrible mess. The walls were black with smoke. The curtains were in tatters. The cupboards were burnt and blistered, and the floor was deep in water from the fire engine's hose pipes. "Well, you can't use this kitchen until you've had it repaired," said Mrs. Do Unto Others. "We'll help though, won't we, everyone?" And much to the new family's surprise, everybody said yes. Mrs. Robinson, well, she took the 2 eldest children to her house for tea. Mrs. Smith, she took the 3 youngest to her house and said they could sleep there for the night. Mrs. Brown said she would do all the new family's washing in her washing machine until the kitchen had been repaired. Mr. Robinson, Mr. Jones and Mr. Brown said they would help to take out the damaged kitchen cupboards and put in some new ones. "Why is everybody being so nice to us?" asked the new family. "Do unto others," said Mrs. Do Unto Others. "We believe that you should treat other people as you would hope they would treat you. If any of us had an accident in our house, we would hope that people would help us. And so when it happened to you, we knew we had to do something too. Thank you so much, said the new family. And from that day on, the new family was much more thoughtful to the neighbours, and they even tried hard to do unto others, just as Mrs. Do Unto Others had shown them. Hands together, eyes closed. Dear God, help us to treat other people as we hope they will treat us, and help us to remember that a smile usually makes another smile. Amen. So that's our worship for this morning, children. I hope you're ready to get on and do some lovely activities today. It's holidays really, so there's no home learning being set by the teachers. They're having a bit of a break too. But as from next week, there will be home learning on the school blogs. If you want to talk to your teachers or engage with the teachers in any way, drop them a comment on your class blog, and as soon as possible they get back to you and put a comment back. I've written a few comments to some of the people that have commented. Looking forward to seeing you all very, very soon. Take care, stay safe, and always remember to learn, sparkle and shine. See you soon.